Hello. Well, I don't know what to say, and I don't even know why I'm a bear. It just looked likely, and so I pushed the button. Thank you, Logitech. Lots of options. So, there's one little thing that I've been noticing in this piece here in the woods that I have to become aware of things, and that is tricky to describe. Okay, Mr. Bear, behave. Hanging your mouth out like that. All right, so it's almost as if I'm being made aware, or I'm being aware of a me, of a self that's higher dimensional, and how do I say this? I mean, like I've shared before, though it's not a regular thing and it's very rare, I have met and interacted with my 5D self and with my 6D self. And just like we have a whole life and an environment and surroundings here, I found that each one of them did too. They had their own world, plane, dimension, density, whatever, and it was real to them as this is to you and me. Their energy was higher and lighter. They were more knowledgeable. I mean, it was kind of a quick thing. It's not like I visited for an hour or something. But anyway, so what's this been like lately? Well, I mentioned Human 2.0 that we're turning into. And the Lauren Gorgo blog has been speaking about this for a while, which I guess would be Pleiadians. And it's interesting. There's lots of Pleiadians, by the way. I mean, think of it. The Pleiades are also called the Seven Sisters. There's 7 stars there. Now, with each star having its own solar system, and the various planets in the solar system having who knows what kind of life on them. I mean, 7 stars in a system. It's kind of silly to just say Pleiadians. What does that mean? I mean, that could mean almost anything. There's worlds and worlds and worlds there. But anyway, that's an interesting thing about people who channel. It's like, I think there's a lot of people who channel the Hathors. I don't know. I haven't paid it any attention except that I liked Tom Kenyon's work, and so when I saw that he had done that, it was only because he had done it that I read any of it. And it seemed kind of neat. But he says there's a group of, it's either 12 or 13, I forgot, that he communicates with. So it's not like you can say the Hathors either. There's ascended beings from all races, and I suppose there are ones that didn't ascend or that took the dark path. So it's not like you can say the humans either, and mean anything that generalizes sufficiently across the whole realm of that. Anyway, where was I going? Okay, so it's been feeling, I'll be sitting here or standing or doing something, and then I'll just have this charge of high frequency energy, and for a few days it was just a real intensity of gratitude, and it would penetrate through to my conscious awareness enough that I would just have to stop and just be enfolded and kind of blissed out in the gratitude. and I didn't know what it was for. It doesn't matter, you know, gratitude is really wonderful. And I find it all pervasive, you know, it's gratitude's easy to get into. Well, so for a couple of days it felt like gratitude. And now it's been feeling like joy. And it's kind of unreasoning because you have no idea why. I mean, I suppose a lot of us have experienced depression before. And when you're depressed, sometimes you'll find yourself boo-hooing. You just break out crying and no clue what it's about or why. Well, this is not the opposite of that. But anyway, it's fascinating. And so, you know, I just stop and center in heart and tune into it and enjoy the radiance of it, the frequency. So it feels like, if I had to put words to it, it feels like it's me on a higher dimension. And instead of having just a thread connection to that, something narrow, a tube, a straw, it's feeling now more like it's like a 4-inch PVC or something, you know, it's a bigger flow. And so, although there's not a full awareness, there's not an identity as that with that, that would bring on the understanding of the gratitude or the joy, you know, why that's arising, what it's about. Still, there's more of a perception from higher dimensions. Sorry if that's vague, folks, but, you know, that's best I can do right now. And I wanted to share one more thing. You know how no one anywhere, I don't care what guru or teacher it is, has a monopoly on truth? And so we take what we can from them and leave the rest, and that's fine. You know, there's ones we can soar and sail higher with for longer times. For me, that's been Eckhart and Muji and Adyashanti and Byron Katie, different ones, you know, that mostly you can go pretty far with. Well, I wanted to share something. I was on Lauren Gorgo's site, and I discovered she had not one blog but 3. And so I looked at the other ones, and up until now, although I take what she says with a very large grain of salt, she's got a good sense of humor, and I've enjoyed it. I haven't found anything to really argue with, or, you know, that really rubbed me wrong. But I read something yesterday that really sent up the red flags of caution. She's got one called Galactic Times, and I went to that. I think it's a February of 2011 entry, where she says she's met a new group of archangels, and they're telling her about this Nibiru and how it's coming, and how the higher consciousness of the beings that occupy it is such that they're manifesting a sort of God and Goddess consciousness. And I don't know about that. I really don't. So I just, you know, darn. I'm just not into trusting too much. Anytime they're saying beings are coming and they're going to take you up into the light and give you all kinds of new and advanced technology, and I just want to kind of stand back from that. There's others who speak and say that this is the Anunnaki, which is a reptilian bunch. And that doesn't mean they're all bad, okay? That's like saying humans are all good or all bad. You can't do that with any race of beings in the way I see things anyway. That doesn't work because there's individuals there, and there's groups, and there's those that demonstrate the heights and I guess the depths of things. And so as Human 2.0, it seems to me that for each one of us, our challenge now is discernment. Because there's a big party going down here on planet Earth and in our solar system. We're coming into alignment with the center of the galaxy. We're entering energies that it's been thousands of years since they were felt here before. And there's going to be a lot of ascending going on into higher consciousness for those that are ready, for those that want that, for those that are ready and willing to leave 3D behind. And I think you'll have, come on Bear, stay with me. I think you'll have inside of yourself an inner knowledge about whether you're ready for that or not. And just because you may be pulled to stay with 3D, that's not a bad thing. I mean, that's what the rescuers do all the time. That's what light beings do. We go into the depths of things because we're called. And we have, if you will, a mission there. We want to serve there. And so it's interesting. And it gets to the point where the mind can't rule on things because only the heart knows. And the kind of knowledge the heart has, well, it's wisdom. And it's deeper. It's way deeper. And it's not relying on logic. Logic is nice, and it's useful, and it's functional. Has lots of uses, but not for finding your mission. You know? Not for tuning into your soul. Souls aren't logic. Logic is, well, it leans towards technology. You know, the bits are on or they're off. Yes or no decision trees. Programming. Logic is useful that way. Very useful. But we're the programmers, not the programmees, let us hope. And so, logic is something we use, not something we are. Yeah. All right. So anyway, sending you lots of love from wherever this is. Hoping you are tuning into all of the changes in yourself. We're all changing, my friends. We really are. And who knows how it manifests. One more thing I wanted to share with you. Now, this might be a little out there, but then if you're with my blog, you know, you're used to that. So, reincarnation. There are all kinds of beliefs and structures and methods that, ways of philosophies. Okay, there are all kinds of philosophies about how that works. And some of them are pretty rigid. I wanted to share with you my musing on that. I thought about my healer friend, Ken, is also able to read lifetimes and things like that. And I thought about having him do a reading for me. But I wanted to know, what was I after in doing that? What's the point? What's my soul or my inner being trying to discover? And so it's been months and I haven't asked him to do it. I've taken some notes about questions I might have, but overall, what am I trying to discover? And the one thing that came to me in my pondering was that we're ancient. Those of us that are really old souls, you have a sense of that. And so people want to say, well, I'm Pleiadian, or I'm Syrian, or, you know, I think I'm this or that. And I just wanted to share that I don't think any of that really has very much meaning, because we'll have seasons and cycles where we incarnate in one form or another, in one star system or universe or another, and we'll be pursuing this or that. But that doesn't identify who and what we are. That's just a season. Come on, Mr. Bear, thank you. A season or a cycle of our experience. So if anyone's pondered along these lines, it's like, I think we've worn all different kinds of bodies. Some are being set up for the ETs to arrive. There are certain channelers that are saying, your star family will come, and they'll show up, and if there's an earthquake or a tidal wave or something, you know, the UFO will appear, and you can trust that that's your family of beings, and they've come to pick you up and take you home. And, you know, yeah, right. Uh-huh. Sounds nice. I'm not into the trusting mode for any of that. Not a bit of it. So, I mean, I guess if I had a message about all that stuff, it's just back off and watch and observe and see what you think. Oh well. See you later. Bye-bye.